My role is to make sure that you have a good time, that you forget your boring life, get yourself outside of this weird world we're living in. And to be in Africa 10 million years ago, and that's my job. I tried to tell the story of the Crusades, and I tried to tell the story of 1001 Nights, and now I'm trying to tell our story on this planet. I wish I had some ideas for small games, but I don't. It's a big adventure even for us. This is where Panache offices are. And this is Leonard Cohen, one of the most famous Canadian songwriter who used to live here. It's funny because there's another crew, and that's the mural guy. So I was talking about mural.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So you have to talk about us. And that's Montreal. It is an artistic town. Since I've got this signature thing about historical period, so what would be the most easiest, like, historical period to do? And I had a flash about, let's do prehistoric. And then also, since a game is about evolving through time, the evolution of man would be a fantastic time period. At first, I was really focused on doing what happened. The more we're building it, the more so, yeah, but that's boring. So what we did is like, let's build this huge world in which everything that helped us evolve is there. And then I'm asking the question, oh, you, Homo sapiens. You think you're good? You think you're intelligent? Can you survive?
Basically, my job at Panache is to make sure that Patrice has only to worry about the game. Anything else, I put it on my shoulders.
I think it's a very risque subject matter, and being an independent studio allows you to take on those risks.
We started Panache when we were in our 40s. We made sure, and that's your job, that Panache is not one payroll away from bankruptcy. Because maybe we went through a big company with bankruptcy in the past, I don't know, because we're like that. We'll make sure that in the long run, Panache can make more than one game.
We feel that we're not only responsible for 32 people, but we're actually responsible for 78 people somewhere.
32 families. Those big AAA games are done by 800 people. How do we do it with a smaller team? What is the essence of game making, I guess? So Blacken is in charge of the camera system. On a AAA team, a general big studio, there would be a team of 25 dedicated only on the camera system. Eventually, it may have a helper. You never know. And we'll be really successful with ancestors, and the company will grow. And that will be so rich that we'll buy Ubisoft out. That's my goal. That's a joke. I want to get sued.
Ah, we got it! Yay! We capture something, so as you can see, if he moves, the thing will move, but then the hips are disconnected, obviously. So try and do, be a monkey. You're a monkey. Woo! Okay, that's special.
I have really high hopes for it, and I have entire faith in this project. But sometimes, you know, like any long project, sometimes you're a bit bipolar about a project. Sometimes, oh God, we're all gonna die. It's all good. We're all doomed.
When you are on with 30 person on a canoe, you're expecting what? You're expecting adventure. You're expecting fun because you're just discovering stuff, right? And this is Panache. Our canoe may turn over, but you know, we get up and then we start over. That's the fun part.
Bah, ce que je peux vous dire pour commencer, c'est que j'ai ma semaine de travail et je continue à jouer le week-end chez moi. Ce qui en dit long sur mon plaisir à jouer. Testeuse, ça fait quelques années que je suis testeuse maintenant, puis j'ai jamais pris autant de plaisir à jouer à un jeu que celui-là.
We did Assassins. We've been like doing a lot of things separately for a couple of years, and then we're back together. And I think this thing it's more something that we will deliver as a team more than as a company.
Il va tout le temps péter.
You've never played Ancestors before. And this is what, having Panache means, is to be unique and to have flair, and people say, oh, I've never seen this before.
It's not a game with guns. It's not a game with sexy hot ladies. It's not a game where you have to feel super powerful and badass. It's a very intellectual game as well. So there's a huge part of risk there.
When I pitched Panache and Ancestors to businessmen, we say, we need to build our Tom Cruise. Before I can make a bunch of different movies with Tom Cruise, I need a Tom Cruise that is fun to play with.
But you have to understand that the people are waiting to have a new Patrice Désilets game in their hands. It's been a while. It's been since Brotherhood.
We don't control time. We control nature. We control everything except time. It's 1 second after the other, and it drives us nuts. And I feel like in games, it's a place I can give you control over time. I always done something with time in the game I've made. The first game was Hyped the Time Quest. Then I did Sands of Time, and I'm doing the history of humankind on this planet.
I studied 10 million years of human evolution in order to then pick what would be in the actual game. I need to read, I need to understand the subject matter. It's like your clay. You need to understand your clay before you can actually make a statue out of it. And then I had the flash of like going from a small ape to a modern human being. It's all about us interacting and playing with big trees. This is the very beginning of it. It was all about those ideas.
Swinging in the fucking trees, man. It is so cool. And I can't wait for everybody to try it out. I think they're gonna be like, what the hell? 30 people were able to do that when we have studios of 700, 800 people who technically can't pull it off. I'm pretty damn proud of my team for that.
I always say it's a co-creation between my ideas, the team, and then the player. It's a dialogue. Everything that was around from 10 million to 1 million years ago is there in the game, and then it's up to the players to actually do their evolution timeline. So I'll give you an example of that. They say that we started to use tools 3 million years ago. But if you think about it, in the game there's rocks, and you use tools 9 million years ago, I don't care. Because you've been intelligent enough to discover it.
And instead of having very specific paths where you just go forward and that's the path, what I wanted to do is give you opportunity and potential, a bit like a skate park where you have lots of stuff, you can go everywhere. So that's the logic of it.
You have to attract the players towards things through systems, right? For example, you need to eat, drink, and sleep. So if he doesn't put anything to eat in one region, you won't stay there, you'll have to eventually move. So there's a bunch of little things like that. I say you need to be a tourist all the time. You cannot look down. You have to look up, even in your own city. See, this is a good example. You just see, like, emergency exit, whatnot. I see gameplay. I see this, like, there's a movement here, like, you could use. It's all about, okay, how do I play with it? That's in the game, right? You pick something up, you pick this in the game, for example, and that would be our first weapon. And this looks like totally staged, but it wasn't. But that would be your first weapon. It's an every second job. It's always there, it's always running. Except when I play hockey. Somehow we're making a game about clan's life, and this is what we have here. It's a clan, right? It's like we're in this together. in this adventure of making a game, and they don't have a job. They come doing their hobby, their craft. And I'm pushing for them to give their best at it, and not just like being this jobber.
We do work hard, and then like you saw, we do play hard also. It has to come together, but we don't crunch. Not yet. Not yet. We'll see. Eventually, you need to ship it, right? And shipping a game is tough. My ancestors left France in 1670-something, and it took 3 months of boats. Not dying, they were lucky, and they arrived here, there was nothing, and they survived. And us, we complain about a plane ride that took you from New York to Paris, and it took 7 hours. And we say, well, the food was not good on the thing. And we complain. And say, are you nuts? Do you see how disconnected you are? Like, this 7-hour trip is really close from teleportation. And that's my message. I want to tell you, stop complaining right now. It's crazy, it's magical. You live in the best day and age, and I want to tell you, I want to show you that big ape and how we got to here so you can actually relax and enjoying it. But then, you're just jumping around and making sure you don't get killed by a crocodile.